Now at 4 News Now at 6, fines for having unlicensed junk cars in Spokane Valley. Why some are against the new law.
I'm tracking snow on the way, triggering a weather alert day later this week. I'll show you what that means for your Friday commutes.
And reestablishing Spokane's police traffic unit. How the city plans on paying for the officers coming up. You're watching 4 News Now at 6, and we are following some breaking news tonight. A man is slightly hurt after his vehicle slid down an embankment near Sacred Heart on the South Hill. It happened around 4:30 on West 9th near Stevens. Firefighters had to hoist him from the wreckage using a special stretcher. Thanks for joining us. I'm Derek Dice, and you will want to slow down on the roads tonight because there have been multiple crashes on I-90. Here is a live look of I-90 near Freya, where in just the last few minutes, crews cleared a crash that was causing some pretty big delays for drivers. Several other small crashes have tied up traffic along the interstate tonight. Our team of weather experts have declared this Friday a weather alert day because of snow making its way into our area. We're going to send it over to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker now in the First Alert Weather Center to see the impact it will have on you and your family.
Well, that Friday and morning and evening commute are going to be tricky. We've got a weather alert day for Friday, actually through Saturday morning for snow, slick roads in all area valleys and in the mountains. Travel is going to be especially difficult as you head into the Cascades. We're going to be measuring the snow in feet over the weekend, and toward Lookout Pass also expected a foot of snow there. But right now we are talking about frost and fog on the roadways. That's what's causing the problems on I-90 as well as around the Spokane South Hill. Right now the heaviest fog is out in the Columbia Basin. We also have a spot down around the Pullman area where we're seeing especially dense fog, but it is making its way north. We've managed a couple of sunny days. I don't think we're going to see any sunshine tomorrow as that fog moves in. And our temperatures right now have dropped below freezing in most locations. So as that fog is developing, we're seeing it freezing to the roadways and making those frosty spots. If you see sparkly streets or streets that look wet, assume that that is ice, because we are, as I mentioned, hearing numerous stories about those accidents around the region. Just issued since 5:30, a dense fog advisory through Wednesday morning, and difficult to see with the grays, but it is all the way up through the Washington Palouse, the Spokane area, and into the Columbia Basin. That is where that dense fog advisory is located, and freezing fog will be a challenge through tomorrow morning. We have an air stagnation advisory, so we could get into the unhealthy for sensitive groups range. 31 degrees our high tomorrow, a whole lot of weather. I will be back to have much more detail about this system coming in for Friday and how that is going to change over the weekend in just a few minutes. Derek.
Thank you, Chris. Breaking news now, a 15-year-old boy with mental health challenges is missing in Northwest Spokane. Police say Bradley left a care facility on Elliott Drive near Spokane Falls Community College just after 10 o'clock this morning. He's about 5'8", 160 pounds, and was wearing a black sweatshirt and black pants. His hair is darker and shorter than you see in this picture here. If you see Bradley, you're asked to keep an eye on his location and call Crime Check. And we now know the 6th grader who was killed in Medical Lake died from a gunshot wound to the head. That's according to the Spokane Medical Examiner. The man accused of killing Lily Stolworth is her older brother. Deputies say he drove away after shooting her. He was found 20 minutes later with an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound and a pistol in his hand. He was last reported in critical condition. Now, this is a developing story, and we will update you as we learn more. Well, the man accused of killing 4 of his neighbors in Kellogg has waived his right to a speedy trial. This means Major John Kaler's trial could be scheduled more than 6 months after his arraignment. This only matters if the case even goes to trial. According to court documents, both sides have agreed to outside mediation, meaning the case could be settled outside of court. But if no agreement is reached, the trial process will continue. People living in Spokane Valley have mixed feelings about a new law that passed 2 weeks ago. People who have more than one unlicensed vehicle on their land are now violating the law and could face a $500 fine. Peter Choi explains how it all works.
Now take a look at this behind me. So the property owner has more than 12 cars on his property, and some of them have flat tires. And he tells me he disagrees with the new ordinance. And others say they like the idea because there are too many junk cars in the community, and it's becoming a major eyesore.
I'm a person who just gets attached to things, and I don't get rid of things unless I see a real reason to.
Collecting cars for decades, John Julian owns more than a dozen cars right now. Some are filled with his decades-long memories, like this one.
Well, this 63's got 75,000 original miles on it.
He says as long as cars are functional, it shouldn't be a problem for others.
Cars are junky laying around in parts and pieces where people can see them. It ought to be cleaned up. There's no question about it. But if you've got a car that's functioning, you get it and drive it, I really don't see a problem with that. It's just somebody's opinion that they're forcing into law.
The city of Spokane Valley says seeing unlicensed vehicles has been the most common complaint, and it wants to take action to fix the issue.
Things that are behind closed doors are not relevant.
The question is, how to enforce this law?
To use the city's SV Express app. So you can get that in the App Store, on our website, and that's how you can submit concerns or issues.
Once you submit, the city's code enforcement will get in touch with the property owners. If you're working on vehicles, you must provide proof. Other neighbors say keeping the city clean is a priority.
We need to take care of the extra cars in people's yards and try and keep the valley and the cities clean.
The city says you will get a warning first, then it escalates to a $500 fine. The new law will go into effect this Wednesday. In Spokane Valley, Peter Choi, 4 News Now.
Well, citing once again the ambiguity of the Pac-12 bylaws, the Washington Supreme Court today sided with the University of Washington and the Pac-12 and put a hold on the previous ruling while the case is being appealed. UW and the Pac-12 are appealing a ruling that essentially gives Washington State and Oregon State control of the conference. The 10 other schools have announced they are leaving the Pac-12 at the end of the academic year. WSU and OSU point to the conference bylaws that say withdrawing from the conference means schools lose a seat on the board of directors. The state Supreme Court commissioner agreeing the bylaws are poorly written, saying in part it gives no guidance as to what constitutes a formal notice of withdrawal, and it seemingly makes it impossible to give notice of withdrawal before its August 1st, 2024 expiration date. Now, both sides have until Thursday to file motions for review, which will be used by the Supreme Court to make a decision. That is, of course, one day before the Pac-12 championship game between the Huskies and the Oregon Ducks in Las Vegas. And we want to remind you, you can watch that game right here on 4 News Now. It's this Friday starting at 5 o'clock. Well, several Spokane nonprofits are celebrating Giving Tuesday, a global day of generosity. You can celebrate by volunteering your time or money to charities everywhere. 4 News Now's Allison Martinez shares how you can donate locally.
The season of giving is officially here. Today I spoke to multiple charities who say their need for your support is greater than ever. Here's how you can help this Giving Tuesday.
There's no better time than the holiday season to help those in need. Today, Meals on Wheels Spokane has the $5 challenge. By donating, you can provide a hot meal and a visit from a volunteer to a senior in the community.
They've helped raise us and given knowledge to us through the years, and I think it's our turn to kind of turn that tide and start to take care of them as well.
The Salvation Army of Spokane is in need of donors to adopt 20 families in need this Christmas. Through them, you can also donate to fire victims. Many of them are celebrating the holidays in temporary homes and trailers.
Every donation makes a difference. Every donation, no matter how big or how small.
Elevation Spokane is also asking for your help. They help parents of children with special needs pay for their therapy.
It costs a lot of money to raise a child, and when you have a child with special needs, it's exponentially more expensive.
Andy Frodsham is the dad of a 5-year-old with a speech delay. He says Elevations helped him with therapy costs that suddenly weren't covered by insurance.
It's just been such a relief knowing that he can continue to do something that he loves. He enjoys the therapy. He's thriving from it. And it's amazing every time we see his cousins, they all comment on how much more he's talking every time they see him.
For more information on how you can contribute to any of these organizations, you can visit our website, kxly.com. Reporting in Spokane, Allison Martinez, 4 News Now.
Well, tomorrow was the last day of the ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. How many hostages were released today? Coming up. And filling Cowley Park with holiday lights. We'll check in with Mark Peterson and the Extreme team to see what still needs to be done ahead of Thursday's reveal.
Download the KXLY Plus app on your connected TV.
We love to save you green.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Schedule your comprehensive eye exam at shopko.com or bring in your outside prescription.
Have you been looking for the perfect pre-owned vehicle and wondered, where have all the used cars gone?
At Coeur d'Alene Honda, we have the best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Whether you're looking for a Toyota, Subaru, Ford, or maybe that perfect Honda.
Every pre-owned vehicle is quality inspected and ready for you to take home today.
We work with local lenders to get you the rate you deserve.
Inventory changes daily, so come see us at Coeur d'Alene Honda or visit us on our website at cdahonda.com.
It's that time of year again. The lights at Cowley Park are going to be lit up this holiday season, and we've got a lot of new stuff coming in. It's going to be a wonderful ground display. 4 News Now, the Extreme team, making spirits bright. Brought to you by Ace Hardware and Horizon Credit Union.
Wow, it's literally the color of Santa's sleigh.
If I was Santa, this would be my sleigh.
So you just drive across the ocean?
I don't know. Maybe some of us still believe in a little thing called Christmas magic, so... Well, there you go.
Enter to win a shiny red Porsche. Grand prize drawing December 28th, only at Northern Quest.
Frozen is Disney's latest hit Broadway musical. From the producer of The Lion King comes the show audiences and critics are melting for.
Coming to First Interstate Center for the Arts, July 24th to August 4th. Get tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
Respect, protect, pay essential grocery store workers.
One good job should be enough for an honest person.
UFCW 3000, the Essential Workers Union, helps make that a reality.
UFCW 3000 fights to make sure that essential workers get better wages, respect on the job, and a safe workplace.
Fair wages, health care, and a pension plan. The things every working person deserves. Thanks, UFCW 3000.
Time is running out. Shopko Optical can help maximize your vision benefits and FSA dollars before they expire. Get a comprehensive eye exam and discover your new style. Call Shopko Optical or visit shopko.com to schedule your exam.
Welcome back. The Extreme team is hard at work putting up hundreds of thousands of Christmas lights in Cowley Park. A big part of today was lighting up the walkway and building the gingerbread house. Let's check in with our Mark Peterson.
Some of the other groups that we couldn't do this project without, first of all, Avista, they're doing the Sky Show again, really emphasizing the current trees that we have lit, and they're adding to and making them all the same color. It's just going to look better in the end. Now, the other group, NUCA, National Utility Contract Association, Clearwater Summit, one of their big members, they brought in about 20 guys, and they're taking over what we call the gingerbread house. It just sounds better than the bathroom. Anyway, they're going to continue to work on that, and we're going to have a whole new plan this year, and I'm excited to see it because they haven't told me what they're doing, and I think it's going to look absolutely beautiful. They're also helping along the lines on the sidewalk to make sure that we have those boundaries set. That makes sure that people have lighted walkways as they're walking through the park to enjoy making spirits bright. In Cowley Park, for said program, I'm Mark Peterson, 4 News Now, and the Extreme team.
For said program. I like it. Making Spirits Bright, of course, is one of our favorite events here at 4 News Now. You can watch 4 News Now at 6 o'clock every day to see all the work that goes into it ahead of the big reveal on Thursday night. Chris?
Oh, and for nights like this, I rely on Christmas lights to find my house. We've got a dense fog advisory through tomorrow morning for the area shaded in this medium gray. Right here, this is a dense fog advisory and an air stagnation advisory. We've got all things that have to do with high pressure in the winter, and that's all about to change by Friday. I'll let you know what to expect after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Washington Trust Bank.
Arby's, 2 for $7 every day. The big beefy boy that started it all. 2 of those things for just $7. Arby's, we have the meat.
Injured in a car wreck? Insurance company giving you the runaround? Delays, excuses, and lowball offers. Don't get hurt twice. Get twice the help.
Call 800-LAW-0842.
Oh, oh, oh. Ring in the season with some holly jolly jackpots at the Kootenai Casino in Bonners Ferry. Santa's got you on his list for Winter Wonder spins and a New Year's Eve countdown to cash. Cozy up in a Kootenai Falls Lodge room starting at just $79 midweek or upgrade to a Riverview room for $99. Come celebrate all December at the Kootenai Casino. Call 888-YOU-ARE-LUCKY or visit KootenaiRiverInn.com.
Time of year the reindeer fly. You can't see them on their sleigh ride across the sky. Gather all your friends around or go out and paint the town. It's the only time of year the whole wide world turns upside down.
Spokane's grand holiday tradition lives at Christmas Tree Elegance in the Davenport Hotel and River Park Square. Fabulous packages raffled to support our symphony.
We want a tree.
We want a tree, and so can you.
A brand new holiday musical with Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash, Carl Perkins, and Jerry Lee Lewis. $1 Million Quartet Christmas the Musical.
December 23rd at First Interstate Center for the Arts. BroadwaySpokane.com.
Arby's, 2 for $7 every day. A classic, a favorite, an Arby's legend. 2 of those things for just $7. Arby's, we have the meat.
All right, welcome back. You want to keep that scraper handy this week because we've got snow on the way. Chris, that's why you've declared Friday to be a weather alert day.
Yes, we've got snow on the way that is going to significantly impact travel both on Friday as well as through the weekend. Here are 4 things to know about your weather. Friday is a weather alert day. We're talking about snow and slick roads, light at first and then heavy snow in the mountains. It is going to be quiet until then. You'll still need those ice scrapers though. Foggy, frosty and cold weather. We have both a dense fog advisory and a air stagnation advisory. Be advised. But the next big thing is that snow on the way, and that is going to have a big impact. Snow Thursday night into Saturday, 2 to 4 inches. That is just an initial guesstimate. Forecast in the metro area by Saturday afternoon. Heavy mountain snow, particularly over the Cascades. If you have travel plans this weekend over the Cascades, you're going to want to monitor that very closely because they're going to be measuring the snow in feet, not inches, but it is also going to be difficult over Lookout Pass and 4th of July Pass. We have a warming trend with snow turning to rain in the valleys on Sunday. We're going to start off our forecast snow 5 o'clock Thursday, light snow for the Friday morning commute. Here's Friday at 8 o'clock, but as we're finding out tonight, with just a little bit of frost on the roads, that makes it very, very slick. So a dusting of snow could still cause major traffic headaches. Cold front comes through Friday night. We're going to see more moderate snow developing through the panhandle of Idaho and parts of eastern Washington, and then heavy snow in spots by Saturday morning, mainly over the Cascades, but also in parts of the Idaho Panhandle. Moderate snow expected in Spokane with up to 4 inches around Coeur d'Alene. In the meantime, we've got good chance of precipitation through the weekend. Thursday, that comes in late, but Wednesday, we are completely dry across the region, but we do have that dense fog advisory for the Washington, Palouse, Spokane, as well as the Columbia Basin, and we're already seeing areas of frost on our roadways, freezing fog making things extra slick tonight. An overnight low of 19 degrees in Spokane. We'll be in the 20s and teens around the region, including only 14 at Winthrop, 18 in Ritzville, and 16 in Colville. High temperature tomorrow of 31. I have it as partly to mostly cloudy, but I am tending to take partly out of this. Expect a fair amount of clouds tomorrow, and that's going to have a big impact on our temperatures. You can see temperatures below freezing for highs in locations where that dense fog advisory is in effect. With a little more sunshine, you'll be quite a bit warmer through North Idaho. Your planning forecast. The alert day is on Friday, so relatively smooth sailing up until then. And then we have a chance of rain every day, rain or snow every day through the 7-day forecast. High temperatures up in the mid-40s as we get into Monday and Tuesday. Derek.
All right, Chris, thank you so much. Around the world tonight, this is day one of a 2-day extension in the temporary truce, allowing more Israeli hostages kidnapped by Hamas to be freed, and additional Palestinian women and teenage prisoners to be released, with more aid going into Gaza. ABC's Ika Jachi has the latest.
The extended Israel-Hamas truce, now in its 5th day, has led to the release of 12 additional hostages, 10 Israelis and 2 foreign nationals. 17-year-old Mia Lemberg, one of those newly freed Israeli hostages, carrying her dog as Hamas militants lead her to a Red Cross vehicle. Israel's health ministry says the 11 hostages who were freed from Gaza yesterday are all now in stable condition. Those former hostages seen walking their final steps with Hamas militants into Red Cross vans. The 9 children and 2 women spending time with their families before further medical evaluations, like 16-year-old Sahar Calderona and her 12-year-old brother Erez.
They got hugs and love and the feeling of some safety after 52 days in captivity. We know that they didn't get a lot of food, that they lost a lot of weight.
The truce has also included the release of more than 150 Palestinian women and teenage prisoners from Israel. These 2 brothers who were recently freed told ABC's Inez de la Kutara that they were arrested after fighting with Israeli settlers. Israel says some of the prisoners were convicted of violent crimes, while others were held without any charges. And now more humanitarian aid is getting into Gaza. These 61 relief trucks delivered to a local hospital in Gaza, filled with food, water, and emergency medical supplies.
Our team saw hunger, desperation, and destruction. People who have not received any relief in weeks. Hundreds of thousands that are facing an immediate risk of starvation.
The truce is scheduled to last at least one more day, though both Israel and Hamas have expressed interest in extending it further. Ika Jachi, ABC News, Washington.
All right, still ahead, reestablishing Spokane's traffic unit, how cameras will be used to fund it, coming up. And hackers are targeting critical systems across the country. Who federal investigators say could be responsible.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Local at the Tin Roof.
Tomorrow on GMA, jumpstart your morning with Oscar winner Julianne Moore and Dennis Quaid live. Then it's an amazing holiday deals and steals extravaganza for you. And this week, the Golden Bachelor himself in an all-new interview. What will Gary say now?
Good morning, America.
Whatever the holidays mean to you, get the most out of it in a new Honda. Whether it's taking the gang to the slopes in an available all-wheel drive Pilot, delivering presents in a rugged Passport, or all in a few toys for yourself in a powerful Ridgeline. Your holiday adventure awaits with a new Honda during Happy Honda Days. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Bounce from one doctor to the next. Does it have to be like this?
At Kaiser Permanente, we have a different kind of health care.
So, how did you like that?
Where all of us work together for all that is you.
Santa baby, slip a sable under the tree for me. I've been an awful good girl, Santa baby, so hurry down the chimney tonight. Santa baby, a 54
adventure awaits at Silver Mountain Resort this winter. Enjoy some of the best terrain in the region, only 30 minutes east of Coeur d'Alene, right off I-90. Family, friends, and smiles as big as the wide-open vistas. Relax in a beautiful condo just a stroll away from dining, water slides, indoor surfing, and 84 degrees. And a gondola ride away from our new covered carpet lift, tubing, and acres of snow rider heaven. Your winter adventure awaits at Silver Mountain. Book today at silvermt.com.
Shop local at the Tin Roof.
4 News Now is brought to you by Sandpoint Furniture.
Today, the country celebrated the life of former First Lady Rosalynn Carter. Former President Jimmy Carter, who is receiving hospice care, was joined by President Biden and First Lady Dr. Jill Biden, along with the Clintons and each former First Lady. Her family remembering her as a loving, selfless woman who lived a life of faith and service dedicated to her family and the causes she was most passionate about, including equal rights for women and mental health.
But if you imagine just how far our society has come in the last 5 years on issues of mental health, and you think that she decided in 1970 to tackle the ancient stigma associated with mental illness, it is remarkable how far she could see.
Tomorrow, there will be a private funeral in the Carter's hometown of Plains, Georgia. Federal authorities have launched an investigation after a hacking attack on a water authority near Pittsburgh. It's the latest in a series of cyber attacks in various cities targeting critical systems like public utilities and healthcare. CNN's Laura Aguirre explains who authorities believe may be behind these attacks.
I'm surprised, but I'm not shocked. I mean, we've seen attacks from nation-state adversaries on a lot of our infrastructure.
Pennsylvania Representative Chris Deluzio reacting to one of the nation's latest critical system cyber attacks on an out-of-the-way municipal water authority in his state, in the city of Aliquippa, about 35 minutes northwest of Pittsburgh. Local officials say an automated control system manufactured by the Israeli-based company Unitronics shut down Friday. When it was rebooted, a message appeared on a monitor screen saying,
"Our system had been hacked by legal right from the Cyber Avengers, down with Israel."
The Department of Homeland Security is now investigating the attack by the self-proclaimed Cyber Avengers. Federal officials say it's a pro-Iran, anti-Israeli group that has claimed several similar attacks on X, formerly Twitter. Aliquippa authorities confirmed that no customers lost water service as workers were able to operate the affected system manually. But it's one of several U.S. infrastructure alarm bells in recent days. Since Thanksgiving Day, several hospitals in East Texas and New Jersey have been forced to scale back patient care after separate suspected ransomware attacks crippled critical technology systems. Authorities in both states are working with federal investigators to find out what happened and resume full operations.
We've got to make sure we're giving local governments and state governments the means to protect themselves against bad actors who are sophisticated, countries like Iran, China, North Korea.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
Well, the House of Representatives is back in session with a big to-do list, including aid to Israel and multiple government funding bills.
We're optimistic that we'll be able to get those negotiated and done in time so that we will not be facing a government shutdown.
House Republicans face unique challenges as they lead with a very slim majority.
When you only have 3 or 4 votes to spare and a lot of people want a lot of different things, there's just simply no compromise to be had to keep the funding open with just Republican votes.
That small majority can get even smaller with Republican Congressman George Santos facing possible expulsion. A bipartisan House Ethics Committee released a scathing report earlier this month finding evidence he broke federal laws, stole from his campaign, and delivered a constant series of lies to get elected. All right, we have much more coming up tonight at 6:30, including a look at the 2 newest members of Providence's security team and China's healthcare system struggling to keep up with the spike in respiratory illnesses. We take a look at flu levels here in the U.S. coming up on 4 News Now.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Experience the magic and share the joy at Disney's Frozen, the spectacular new musical. From the producer of The Lion King and Aladdin, this beloved story comes to life on stage in an unforgettable theatrical experience. You've never seen Frozen like this.
Disney's Frozen is coming to First Interstate Center for the Arts, July 24th to August 4th. Don't be left out in the cold. Get tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com today.
Andes Heating, Cooling, Electrical guarantees to keep your home safe and warm. Your comfort is Andes' priority. Get ready for the cold with a high-efficiency furnace from Carrier and turn to the experts. Andes offers a wide range of top-quality heating systems that are both reliable and environmentally friendly. Andes' team of experts are highly trained and experienced, so you can trust Andes to diagnose and fix any issue efficiently. Andes Heating, Cooling, Electrical, your trusted Carrier experts since 1972.
There is a place where magic seems to hide around every corner, where cherished memories are born in twinkling snowflakes, where enchanting adventures await all who explore. Where is this real-life winter wonderland? Nestled by the lake is Coeur d'Alene's Holiday Light Show, an experience you will never forget. Discover Santa's all-new North Pole with holiday getaways starting at only $250.
Living in the Inland Northwest has its advantages, and one of those is working with amazing people who dedicate their time and efforts to help others. STCU's Volunteers Count is a program to say thank you for this service and inspire others to give back too. Please tell us about a volunteer at a local nonprofit that inspires you. Go to KXLY.com/volunteerscount and nominate them. Help us showcase those people who give of their time and truly make a difference. Volunteers Count, brought to you by 4 News Now and STCU.
Some know it as prime rib. Officially, it's called a ribeye roast. We call ours divine. Tender, mouth-watering Hereford beef, aged 5 weeks to absolute perfection. Oven-ready and easy. Divine beef ribeye roast. Reserve yours immediately, exclusively at Yolk's Fresh Markets.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
All right, welcome back. The Spokane City Council has approved the mayor's $1.2 billion budget for 2024 with a few changes. In that agreement, $1.8 million will be pulled from the city's traffic calming fund and be reallocated to the Spokane Police Department. Marissa Rio spoke with a few city council members and shares the impacts it will have on the community.
Majority of that $1.8 million will go towards bringing back SPD's traffic unit. This unit was suspended in 2021 due to staffing issues. Now that SPD is filling up positions, this money will pay for those officers working on traffic enforcement. Some may be concerned that this will delay further traffic safety projects. A few city council members tell me they will continue to work on those.
Traffic and speeding is something most, if not all, people in the Spokane community are familiar with. The Traffic Calming Fund pays to make our city neighborhoods safer. It pays for crosswalks, school flashing lights, signage, and more. Money from this fund will be taken and used to bring back SPD's traffic unit. While some may be concerned that this will delay further traffic safety projects, one city council member says this is only temporary.
But the goal will also be that we will phase out the use of traffic calming funds for that purpose over 3 years, and that it would be self-sufficient or would continue operating without those dollars.
Another city council member said we have seen a lack of traffic enforcement. Adding this patrol unit will help with that.
I am supportive of getting the startup funds, and that will almost be reimbursable because they'll be writing citations that'll bring back revenue that can help sustain that.
The hope is that money from citations will soon make up for that $1.8 million, while also making the city safer.
That will pick up, and the projections are that we will see, likely several $100,000 in additional revenue that will result from those tickets and enforcement actions.
Cathcart assures the public that traffic safety projects will continue.
Cathcart tells me the city will be adding around 20 traffic light cameras by fall of 2025. This will not only make streets safer, but the hope is that this will also bring more money to fund additional safety projects. Reporting in studio, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
Friday is a weather alert day. We have snow on the way Thursday night into Friday morning, off and on through the day Friday and into Saturday morning. Expect snow, slick roads, very dangerous past travel. This is for all valleys and mountains around the region. Tonight, it is a dense fog advisory that's causing traffic problems. We already have many frosty spots on the roads around Spokane. That is going to continue as fog makes its way north from the from the Palouse into the Upper Columbia Basin and the Spokane area. And I don't think we're going to be clearing that fog tomorrow morning. Here's a look at our temperatures. Presently, it is 29 in Spokane, only 25 in Coeur d'Alene. It's 23 right now in Pullman and 19 degrees in Colville. We'll be bottoming out around 19 in Spokane tomorrow morning, a high of 31. We do have an air stagnation advisory for the region with the potential to get into the unhealthy for sensitive groups range. I will be back with the timing and what to expect from the wet weather on the way with this next round of snow. Derek, that's in just a few minutes.
All right, Chris, thank you. Well, after 4 years, the East Euclid Road Bridge in northwest Spokane County is reopening. It's located north of Airway Heights. The county determined the bridge was no longer safe in 2019 when it discovered 2 critical failures in the bridge's substructure. In this photo, you can see scorch marks on some of those wooden beams underneath the old single-lane bridge. The county tells us one of the reasons it took so long to replace was because the bridge was owned by BNSF. To prevent this from happening again, the new concrete bridge will be owned by the county, meaning any repairs that need to be made will be done on their schedule. A ribbon cutting ceremony will be held tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Well, these Providence security officers just added 2 new members to their team, and they're not your average officers. They have tails and walk on all 4s. 19-month-old German Shepherd Rosie and 2-year-old Duke are the team's newest security officers. They've been through extensive training and know how to sniff out drugs and detect explosive materials. Their partners say they help de-escalate situations.
We found that just having the dogs present make people understand that we do mean business and that we are here to protect people. Having these dogs in the hospital, just the sight of the dogs most times does everything that we need.
Now, this program started in 2018. Since then, security dogs have been called out to help over 3,500 times. Now, they've never had to bite someone. Officer Jeremy Doss said their presence alone does it all. All right, a mysterious respiratory illness in dogs has now been reported in at least a dozen states, but scientists have still not been able to identify any virus, bacteria, or fungus responsible. This mystery disease has been discovered locally as well. It caused Spokane to close for several weeks after 30 of its dogs became sick. The disease is similar to kennel cough, and it spreads really easily. So far, veterinarians haven't found any medication or therapy that the disease responds to. Many dogs get over it in just a couple of weeks, but for some, it can be fatal. Well, Christmas tree elegance is back in Spokane starting today. 16 beautifully decorated Christmas trees will be placed throughout the historic Davenport Hotel as well as River Park Square. The event is a raffle by the Spokane Symphony Associates to support the symphony. Bronte Saratsky gives us a look.
Well, Christmas is certainly in the air here in the Davenport. Christmas tree elegance is back. Not only can you check out these trees, you can also enter a raffle to win one of them and some of these amazing other prizes. The trees are up, the lights are on, and one of Spokane's most beloved holiday traditions is back for its 41st year.
And nobody in the nation does it like this.
Each tree included in Christmas Tree Elegance is personalized by the team behind it. And for just $1, one of these, as well as a plethora of Christmas gifts or cash, could be yours. And it all benefits the Spokane Symphony.
And the proceeds go to the Spokane Symphony itself. And last year we were able to do a check for $430,000 to the Spokane Symphony, and most of that money came from Christmas Tree Elegance right here.
This year, the Spokane Symphony Associates are even more ambitious. What is your goal this year?
Well, we printed 500,000 tickets.
It's not just the Spokane Symphony's biggest fundraiser. It's something everyone in the Inland Northwest can enjoy for the holidays.
it's really something to be proud of.
Christmas Tree Elegance is starting today and will run through December 10th. Reporting in Spokane, Bronte Sorotsky, 4 News Now.
Some really cool trees and prizes in there every year. Well, if you're planning on shipping any gifts this year, there are a few deadlines you need to know about. The U.S. Postal Service recommends holiday mail be sent out by December 16th for it to arrive by Christmas. If you're doing priority mail, you have 4 extra days to get those packages to the post office. FedEx recommends a shipping date no later than December 15th for 5-day home delivery. UPS recommends packages be shipped out on December 19th using 3-day select for delivery by Saturday, December 23rd. All right, 4 News Now. We'll be right back.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Hospice of Spokane.
Bounce from one doctor to the next. Does it have to be like this?
At Kaiser Permanente, we have a different kind of health care.
So, how did you like that?
Where all of us work together for all that is you.
However you do the holidays, do it together in the Chevy that's right for you. The strong and capable Chevy Silverado, the award-winning Chevy Equinox, or the all-new Chevy Trax. This holiday season, do more together in a new Chevy. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups, or use your Red Tag bonus cash to get $5,250 total cash allowance on this Silverado. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
This is not just laundry. This is laundry that's one and done. This is the ultra-fast combo laundry machine that does both washing and drying cycles. This is revolutionizing laundry. This is GE Profile.
Save over 24% on a GE Profile laundry machine on sale for only $21.99.
Don't miss Fred's Black Friday sale going on now.
It's Christmas in November this week at both Cal locations in Airway Heights and Coeur d'Alene, and our Cal Auto Credit in Spokane, where we are lowering prices on all 4-wheel drives, lifted and loaded half-ton and 3/4-ton trucks, as well as delayed payments until next year.
Plus, we're giving away a new set of WeatherTech floor mats with every purchase, so you can get a new reliable vehicle for winter at big savings and delayed payments, and still have money left over for Christmas.
It's that time of year again. The lights at Cowley Park are going to be lit up this holiday season, and we've got a lot of new stuff coming in. It's going to be a wonderful ground display. 4 News Now, the Extreme Team, making spirits bright. Brought to you by Ace Hardware and Horizon Credit Union.
Are these little kids being kept as hostages because they have red hair? Next, in Inside Edition, they've become iconic victims of the war. But why haven't they been released with the other kids? Is it because their red hair makes them stand out? Then, she lost her dog in a freak flood. Now she says her new puppy's been dog-napped. Who took Hendrix? Watch the next Inside Edition.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
Well, it looks like Mother Nature maybe not so much a fan of the holidays, with strong winds knocking over the national Christmas tree in Washington, D.C. This is actually the second national Christmas tree to be set up in President Park this year. The first one was replaced after it was infected by a fungal disease that caused the pine needles to be blown off. Not great. All right, but you'll want to wake up a little early this Friday because we've got snow on the way, triggering a weather alert day. We're going to send it back over to Chris Crocker now with a look at that first alert forecast.
Well, Friday morning, it'll just be a little bit of snow, but that can cause a lot of problems. And then there's more snow on the way. 4 things to know about your weather. Friday is a weather alert day for snow and slick roads. It's going to be quiet until then with foggy, frosty, and cold conditions. But let's go back to the next big thing, which is the snow. It's going to start Thursday night and continue for the valleys into Saturday morning. It'll keep going through the weekend and beyond in the mountains. 2 to 4 inches in the metro area by Saturday afternoon, right in the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area. But heavy mountain snow, very heavy in the Cascades. Travel over the Cascade passes this weekend. If you can avoid it, I would start looking at those plane tickets online, or download the 4 News Now First Alert Weather app and plan your trip very, very carefully. We do have a warming trend with snow turning to rain in the valleys by Sunday, and even a rain-snow mix during the day on Saturday with high temperatures in the upper 30s. Going over the timing on this snow, we're going to start off Thursday, 5 o'clock. Dry conditions across the region, but once we're into Thursday evening, late evening, we'll start to see some light snow developing. Now here's Friday at 8 a.m. with, in general, very light snow across the area. A little bit of snow, a lot of problems. As we get into Friday night, cold front comes through and our winds are going to pick up. May have to talk about some blowing and drifting snow Friday night into Saturday morning. And we see more moderate snow accumulations beginning to set up in the panhandle of Idaho and, of course, the Cascades. By the time we're into Saturday morning, well, actually, here's 11 o'clock. That's where we see some heavier snow accumulations in the mountains of the central panhandle, as well as up through North Idaho, Spokane, 2 to 3 inches possible, up to 4 in the Coeur d'Alene area. We'll keep the chance of precipitation going Saturday and Sunday, but see that transition to more of a rain-snow mix or just flat-out rain. Look at our temperature trend. We'll be 35 on Friday. 38 degrees on Saturday, so even Saturday afternoon, it may start to get a little slushy, but then we're well up into the 40s early next week. Above average temperature trend continues in the 8 to 14 day outlook, as does the above average precipitation trend. Very good news for our ski resorts, for snowmobilers, for our snowpack. Breezy on Saturday. Friday is our weather alert day. That may be continued into Saturday, but in the meantime, pretty quiet on Wednesday and Thursday with a dense fog advisory through Wednesday morning, Derek.
All right, Chris, thank you so much. Respiratory illness cases are on the rise in parts of the country. Take a look at this map here. The areas shaded in red or orange are reporting high levels of flu-like illnesses, while the areas in green, including Washington and Idaho, are still seeing very minimal activity. Now, this comes as concerns are growing in China, where patients struggling with flu-like symptoms are overflowing hospitals. ABC's Melissa Adan has the details.
ER visits for flu-like symptoms are ramping up across the nation. New CDC data is tracking a rise in respiratory illnesses, with 10 states plus New York City and Puerto Rico seeing high or very high activity, like South Carolina, Louisiana, Texas, and Florida. Experts say it's common for cases to spike in the South and then spread, symptoms ranging from fever and a cough or sore throat from any respiratory disease, including the flu, COVID, RSV, and the common cold.
Of course, crowded hospitals evoke some serious memories of COVID. This is not unexpected, given that we are in respiratory virus season and we have reduced immunity as a result of years of lockdowns.
Capacity at U.S. hospitals remains stable right now. However, concern in China, where there are scenes of overcrowded hospitals. Health officials say the infections in China are driven by known pathogens and insist they are not detecting any new virus like the world saw with COVID. China recently easing COVID restrictions.
Due to the arrival of the winter season, the increasing trend in respiratory illness is expected. Co-circulation of respiratory viruses may increase the burden on healthcare facilities.
The World Health Organization says since mid-October, they're monitoring data showing an increase in respiratory illness in children in northern China. The reported symptoms common to several respiratory diseases that the U.S. experienced last cold and flu season. In the U.S., flu and COVID hospitalizations are highest among people over 65, while most RSV cases are in children. Doctors recommending staying up to date with vaccinations, saying it's not too late to get your shots now. Melissa Adan, ABC News, Los Angeles.
We are a step closer to finding out Washington State's football schedule for next season, how the ongoing legal battle against the Pac-12 impacts who the Cougars might play next in sports.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
The Plant Farm poinsettias are here. Bring on the holidays and shape your Christmas world with the Plant Farm. Bring home the vibrant Bravo Red or break tradition and surprise your family with their many specialty colors like pink, orange, and even multicolored. Bring home a Plant Farm Poinsettia today, because life is better in the garden and your home.
Spokane's hottest music.
Break me for so done with you, girl. I've been popping, man, I feel just like a rock star.
Hot 96.9.
When I was told I had a brain tumor, my life disappeared in a moment. I feared for my future, but even more, I feared for the ones I love. How would they move on without me? But when my doctor told me about the Gamma Knife of Spokane, everything changed. I can get my brain tumor treated in just one day and continue living the life I love. Because of Gamma Knife, I have hope.
Bounce from one doctor to the next. Does it have to be like this?
At Kaiser Permanente, we have a different kind of health care.
So, how did you like that?
Where all of us work together for all that is you.
Donating your vehicle to UGM Motors is easy.
When you drop off a vehicle, you have to sign a paper of, I donated this vehicle. And that was the hardest part. And I didn't have to fill it out. They filled it out for me and had me sign it.
Your car, truck, RV, or motorcycle will provide food, shelter, job training, and recovery services at Union Gospel Mission.
I think it's a great service to the community.
Call 509-327-HELP to schedule a free pickup today.
Do you show your Vandal pride? Dave sure does. He proudly dons the silver and gold when he's at work, mowing the yard, and especially on game day.
Hey, can we get 3 tacos?
I got this.
Where did you get that?
You don't have a Vandals debit card?
Don't worry, Dave. You can get your Vandal debit card by visiting p1fcu.org/GoVandals. Go Vandals!
4 News Now is brought to you by Findlay Downtown Toyota.
Well, Washington State's football schedule could become clearer very soon. According to Yahoo Sports, WSU and Oregon State are finalizing a scheduling alliance with the Mountain West Conference for next season. Sports Director Julian Minnesone in studio to tell us what that might look like.
The alliance would follow a 7+1 format. The Mountain West teams would play 7 conference games, plus 1 against either Washington State or Oregon State. WSU and OSU would not be eligible for the Mountain West Championship and will compete as independents under the Pac-12 name. As of now, the agreement would only be for next season, but there is an option to extend it through 2025 as well. WSU and OSU would pay about $14 million to the Mountain West as part of the deal. While this is just a short-term alliance, it comes with the understanding that the Cougars and Beavers would become full-time members of the Mountain West or a merger of the conferences long-term. As we've reported, WSU and OSU's control of the Pac-12 and its assets is now on hold, while the University of Washington in the conference appeals. The hundreds of millions of dollars at stake could help the Cougars and Beavers pave their future with the Mountain West. Gonzaga basketball has returned home. The Bulldogs are playing as we speak. Gonzaga is taking on Cal State Bakersfield at the Kennel. The Bulldogs are coming off a 5th-place finish at the Maui Invitational. Forward Anton Watson was named the WCC Player of the Year, or Player of the Week, I should say, after scoring a career-high 32 points in the win over UCLA. Tonight's matchup against Cal State Bakersfield is the first of 2 games for the Zags this week. Gonzaga will travel to Las Vegas to take on USC this weekend. The Trojans feature Bronny James, the son of NBA superstar LeBron James, but his status for the game is still uncertain after suffering a cardiac arrest in July. Gonzaga women's hoops will be tested this week. The Bulldogs will go head-to-head against Eastern Washington tomorrow. It's one of a number of games Gonzaga has played from teams in the region. The Bulldogs lost in overtime to Washington State earlier this season, and now they'll take on the Eagles, who are picked to win the Big Sky this year. The Bulldogs say these games against regional opponents are a little extra special.
They're up games just because, you know, there's a lot of people in the community who care one way or another. There's families that are divided, right? There's the families that have some Eagles in their bag and some Zags in their bag, and I think we always want to perform the best locally.
Tip-off for that one's at 6 o'clock tomorrow in Cheney. Last year's matchup was canceled due to health and safety protocols, so it's cool that they get back on the court this time around, and we'll have coverage of that one tomorrow on 4 News Now. And again, highlights of the Gonzaga men's team and its matchup against Cal State Bakersfield tonight on Nightside. That'll wrap us up for sports.
All right, here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup tonight as we head into a commercial break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Next ET. Hi, I'm Rob Lowe, and this is my ET retrospective.
Rob's epic Hollywood career.
Wow, that's really mortifying.
Uncensored.
Next ET.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
We are here in Israel, a nation at war. The worst attack in 50 years. Israel waging a fierce bombardment of Gaza.
When it matters most, America turns to David Muir and ABC's World News Tonight.
Open enrollment is here. Visit the Washington Health Plan Tour December 1st at the Downtown Ag Parade from 5 until 8 p.m. Navigators are available to answer questions and to help you sign up for your new healthcare plan.
It's the semifinals on Dancing with the Stars.
Watch and vote live for the top 5.
You're going for gold!
Don't miss the Dancing with the Stars semifinals live tonight on ABC and Disney+.
Whatever the holidays mean to you, get the most out of them in a new Honda. Whether it's taking in the lights with all your friends in a spacious Accord, or taking in a snow day in a rugged CR-V. Your holiday adventure awaits with a new Honda during Happy Honda Days. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Helping the communities thrive aligns with BECU's core values. One event that I'm really proud of that we support is the Nonprofit Showcase.
You know, I think the coolest part of this event is the ability for the public to see so many different nonprofits in one spot. And then you get that chance to understand how you might be able to engage best with each of them.
I'm proud to say that they're going to be doing it again, and I want to encourage everybody to come out, learn a little bit what's going on in your community, and spend some time potentially volunteering and find something that you're passionate about.
What do you got on your list?
MeTV is making a list, and you can check it twice. Go to MeTV.com for the full list of our very merry MeTV holiday programming.
A merry MeTV. Watch over the air in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene on MeTV 4.2.
Open enrollment is here. Visit the Washington Health Plan Finder Tour December 3rd at the Spokane Valley Mall Food Court from 10 a.m. until 7 p.m. Navigators are available to answer questions and to help you sign up for your new healthcare plan.
4 News Now is brought to you by Shriners Children's Spokane, the most amazing care anywhere.
All right, coming up tonight on Nightside, a car slid down an embankment on the South Hill. The dangerous weather conditions you'll need to start preparing for. And Providence security officers have added 2 new members to their team, but they look a little different than the security guards you might be familiar with. That's coming up on Nightside.
Well, the driving challenges tonight will be from areas of dense fog and freezing fog on the roadways. That will be the case through the day tomorrow and on Thursday. Thursday night into Friday morning, we have some light snow on the way. It is a weather alert day on Friday. We'll continue to see snow throughout the day for a difficult evening commute. The heaviest snow will be Friday night into Saturday morning. And then we start the freeze-thaw cycle with that slushy mess, eventually turning all to rain. Yuck.
Right. So do those 40s on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday mean it probably isn't sticking around too long?
No, not in the valleys. It's going to be a mess. Check that windshield wiper fluid level.
There you go. But do be careful whenever you're out driving in this weather. We'll see you on Nightside.